Yo, what up, world? Welcome to another edition of Two Sides to Opinion podcast. I got the guys with me as I always do, Coach, uh, Coach Josh, and Mr. Jones. How you fellas doing today?
Doing great, baby.
Man, we got some hard hitting topics we got to jump in today. People in the chat, if you want to jump in, feel free to jump in. Some interesting things on the market. I'm gonna let these gentlemen take hold of most of everything first, because these are actually their topics. So, and I like that they put some good things out there. Let's start off with the very first one. A busy weekend for championships in college basketball. You had the women's national championship, and you had the men's national championship. Let's jump right into it. Begs to ask the question, what do you guys think about the national championship games? You guys can see the picture up there. You got UCLA. Let's start with the women's first. I'll go with Coach Josh. Tell us what you thought, man.
Um, I didn't expect the women's game to go like that. Uh, that was a surprise, a big surprise. Um, but UCLA just manhandled South Carolina, and man, that's one of the first times that I seen them being manhandled, bodied. Um, somebody was quicker to the ball than them. Somebody was stronger in the post to get the rebound. They were faster. Man, it was crazy. But and those girls were older. Um, I'm not gonna say age played a big difference, but it was an X factor in this one. So but all in all, man, it the tournament for the women's to me was good, and nobody expected UCLA to do what they did. Um, and that was a blowout of South Carolina.
I agree to a certain extent. I will say those two Final Four games weren't, and I don't mean put a damper on it. They weren't very played. They weren't played very well.
Yeah.
If you get what I was saying, they like there's no way Texas should have caught
Oh Lord.
UCLA at the end. No, I'm just being honest. Also, how as the coach of Texas, you let Madison Booker go 3 for 23? Like, bro, she throwing up bricks. Y'all see the bricks in my background? She the one who built it.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah, go ahead.
She was SEC Player of the Year to me.
No, agree. But there comes a point where you have
Um,
to coach. Uh, Come on, man. 3 for 23, Josh. 3 for 23. Three for
can we
23, bro.
can we just say that wasn't a fluke of a game? That UCLA did the same thing to South Carolina?
Or can we say, well, here's the crazy thing. Texas still almost won that game, which was stupid crazy. That was the crazy thing. She shot her team out of the game, and they got back in the game. We all watched that game because we was all talking to each other. I don't. I blame that on coaching. He wasn't doing a great coaching job. The game was sloppy on both ends. I think at one point, because me and Jones was talking in the second quarter, and we were like, "Man, I don't know how we could watch this." Like, I think they scored like 8 points or something in like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. It was bad. And then let's flip it over to the UConn South Carolina game. They had a same kind of stint in it where it was like, yeah, man. I don't know if you could necessarily watch this and be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep watching this. I will say the championship game was better because UCLA played a lot cleaner in that game compared to what they played against Texas. But all in all, I mean, I had no problem. I thought UCLA did what they were supposed to do. They won. I can't take nothing from them. It is what it is. What you got, Jones?
Who was the overall number one?
UConn.
Okay.
Yeah. So as far as the game goes, you know, I know we had been talking back and forth about Lauren Betts, and I before I kind of get into it, I now want to know what your perspective is on Lauren Betts and UCLA after the championship win.
They're still not a good team in my book. Like as I watched them.
Oh, this boy Texas diehard.
No,
man.
it's not even Texas diehard. We watched South Carolina dominate a good UConn team who we all felt was the best team in the tournament. Am I correct? Can we all agree on that? We all
About
thought,
UConn being
and we all thought they were like, we all thought UConn was above everybody else by like a couple notches. Am I correct?
Yeah,
I said South Carolina was going to win.
No, you did. No, you did. But I'm saying, if before we all even got to that point, we thought UConn was a notch, a couple notches above Texas, UCLA, and South Carolina. Am I?
That was my perspective.
No, it was mine too. But I'm gonna ride with my home team regardless. You kind of got to, because if LSU was in there, you was gonna ride with them too.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. But,
Hold on. I have no problem with riding with them, but I can give a true synopsis.
I still don't, and I'm gonna say this again. I still don't think UCLA is better than UConn. Hell, I still don't think they're better than Texas. Like I said, she.
What about Lauren?
She's 6'7". Like, that's what I keep saying. How many women 6'7", Mr. Jones? I'm just gonna ask you that.
Not a lot. Not very many.
How
many women in college basketball you think currently right now are 6'7"?
You got about 7 of them.
You probably got about 7 total.
Yeah. That's right? 6'7" and taller.
You can't teach 6'7", and you can't teach the wingspan. Her footwork is not that good.
But she's fundamentally sound. She's gonna hit you with that spin move every time.
To a certain extent.
Not to a certain extent. To an extent of
Texas played her well. Texas did play her well. Like I said, if you don't have Madison Booker going 3 for 23, wild, 3 for 23. She literally shot them out the game. No, it wasn't all Madison Booker, but she took some shots where I was like, hey, bro, you just rushing the shot.
Bro, did you see the defense of UCLA?
The defense wasn't that great, bro. Let me repeat.
Also, Madison Booker was missing wide open shots.
How many turnovers? How many turnovers did UCLA have that game? Any of y'all know? 23.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was in the 20s.
We turned them over 23 times, bro.
But Texas is a defensive team.
No, agreed. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I keep saying in the essence
they were probably the best defensive team besides Ole Miss in the SEC, bro.
To a certain extent, I give you that, yeah. But in the same sense,
that's what he complained about.
What I'm saying, he shouldn't complain about nothing. What he should be claiming or complaining about is Madison Booker going 3 for 23. That's the biggest difference in this whole cat. And then I watched the South Carolina game. At some points, it looked like South Carolina got to a point where when they got down, they was like, that's it.
So let me jump into my take, because I see Marcus put something in the chat, and he actually is kind of going along with my first thought, because when I saw it and I seen how the Gamecocks were playing, for me, I was almost looking like, man, if y'all wasn't gonna play, y'all should have just let UConn win. Give us a better game in the championship.
Is that how you felt? Because that's how I felt too.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Because I was like, listen, if y'all wasn't gonna play, you should have just lost to UConn and let UConn go in there and get busy. So, and then you did say something while you were just talking, and I thought about it, right? Because let's take the NFL for instance, right?
Yeah.
So in the NFL, like there are some teams, man, like after you play them, it takes you like a week or two to recover, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, as I listen to you talk, playing devil's advocate a little bit, is it possible that game that they played against UConn was so tiring, right? They were so fatigued afterwards that it had a lasting effect because they played one or two nights after they had played in the Final Four?
It's always one night. I agree with you. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot out of you. Let me tell you why. You're going against an undefeated team, and did they meet each other before? Did they play each other in the regular season?
I can't remember.
I don't think so. But
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think Texas did play them. Yeah, Marcus is saying exactly what I thought. Yeah, they were emotionally drained from playing UConn, and they didn't show up. And UCLA beat them on that day, and that's why that game was ugly.
Yeah.
So can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Hold on, really quick. So on that note, I think the training staff, right, has to make sure that they are rested, rejuvenated, and ready to play with a quick turnover like that. And I'm not sure if they did that. And to your point, Marcus, I think when they beat UConn, they felt like they had won already.
No, agreed. I can see that too. Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
So we saying that South Carolina played a grueling game against UConn, which I can agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, before you finish, can I ask you one question? I mean,
yes.
A question to us all.
Yeah.
Did we all figure whoever won that SC game or that UConn game, we all thought pretty much was going to win the national championship? Is that what we thought?
That's how I felt. Yeah.
That's how I felt too.
Yeah, before Friday, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, whoever win that game, they probably gonna win the whatchamacallit. But after I watched the UCLA Texas game, I was like, oh, UCLA a little bit different.
I don't know how you say that because I thought that game was sloppy. I thought that was a very
But this is what I'm about to say
on both ends.
But this is what I'm about to say. So if UConn and South Carolina was gruesome, which it was hard fought. Texas and UCLA was just as gruesome. They was bleeding. Man, they was, like UCLA left it on the court for both of those games, bro.
I thought Texas played horrible. And to be down one with how many seconds they had left? I think it was maybe 30. They got the ball with a chance to take the lead. That was a horrible. That was by far one of the worst games I've ever seen Texas play. I don't think UCLA played phenomenally well. I don't even think. One thing I will take away from that you said, Coach, that was very important. They were an older team.
That's why I said that was a big X factor.
Yeah. The more I think about what you said, you're absolutely correct. I think them being older eventually helped them in the long run.
Yeah.
So
and they looked stronger. They looked faster. They looked like they were more keen. Like, bro. And they was playing hard. Bro, man, they had blood everywhere, bro. I was like, what is going on?
So before we move to the men, I just want to give props to number 44 for the Gamecocks when they played UConn, because she was getting busy.
Who is 44?
I forgot her name. I remember.
Is it the tall chick?
She was a freshman, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She's dark skinned.
Yeah.
The African? Margot?
Yeah.
Yeah, Margot. I mean,
I
man,
was
she's from
trying my hardest
Nigeria,
to
bro.
stay away from that, but yes.
I mean, man, I mean, bro, she's like Nigerian or something. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. She was balling. You right. She was.
Yeah, she was getting busy.
She
So
yeah,
was.
she a
I just wanted to give her
6'4"
props.
shooting guard.
Yeah, she was getting busy for real. I give you that.
Yeah.
What y'all think about the men's game? What did y'all see this coming?
Uh,
I think you called it, didn't you, Marcus?
Yeah, I said I took Michigan, but I didn't see because I I did take Michigan. I'm not just gonna go off the deep end and act like I had full confidence that this was gonna happen. I did I didn't think you what they did to you. Who was that? Arizona. I called it. I didn't think Arizona was that good, and I knew they would beat Arizona because they were much bigger. Um, I didn't think they would handle UConn like they handled them. Because remember, this was a sloppy game too. In the essence of it wasn't a lot of shot making, but they rebound the ball very well. But coach had called it too, said that they were a big team, which they really were, height wise, and it played a significant factor of them turning the game in their way. Because they had a huge lead, but them too, you can't have we coaches have to do better at coaching with leads, man. I they have to do much better at controlling their team, especially because you coach, and I'm gonna use you as a prime example. You have some rules when you're up by 20 and the lead starts to dwindle. Am I correct?
uh,
Like you have
yeah,
a
but it's like any sport, man. You got to find a good rhythm. And some teams play good defense that'll get you out your rhythm, and then you got people like, bro, man, the Mullins kid, bro, that kid just get hot and just go for like 3 or 4 like that, and then now you back in the game.
yeah, I no, I agree with you. But then
Yeah.
there's some rules you got to take. Like one of my rules when I was coaching and we were up by 20, if you get 5 quick points, I'm calling timeout. All right.
Well, yeah,
Then if you get as soon as you get to single digits, I'm calling another timeout.
yeah.
And then if you get within 5, if I have another one, I'm calling it because I'm emphasizing to my team. Don't let this league get away. Don't I feel like sometimes they let it go too long that the ambulance should start and you can't stop it. So, but that's just my key. What about you, Mr. Jones, Coach? What did you see in this game where you was like, yeah, Michigan's is doing them boys dirty?
I don't know.
Uh,
For me, go ahead. Go ahead.
bro, they was bigger,
Yeah.
especially, bro, man, big boy. What he was, 7'4", 7'5",
Yep.
and he was long.
And now they just got another boy in the transfer portal to replace him. So
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. No, to Marcus's point, because that's what I was going to say, and to Marcus in the chat, and then to you as well, Marcus. You got to be able to stop that momentum. I know there are some people that don't believe in it, right? But energy shifts. You know what I mean? And your players start to feel it. It can affect them mentally. I mean, they could have a hot start, and then shots stop falling, right? They get in their bag and they get to their shot and it don't fall, right? And now you got the other team in your head, so you got to be able to reel your team in, because if that momentum starts to avalanche, as you put it, it can get out of hand real quick, and it could be a 20-point swing the other way, right?
Marcus says something that was really important. He says it's hard to call a timeout when you are in the moment. Being a head coach, yes, you have assistant coaches for these things. They should be telling you, "Hey, bro, we need timeout, timeout, timeout. It's in single digits. Timeout. It's at 5." So and Marcus is a coach. You guys know he coaches middle school. So I understand your point of view. It's different in college, NBA and things of that nature because they have coaches who should be on the sideline expressing these things to the coach. Hey, we need a timeout. Hey, we need to switch defense. Hey, this isn't working. Hey, tell him we have to push him left or push her left. They have coaches whose significant job is to do those sole things and help the coach because they're the assistant. But no, I get what you guys are saying, and Coach, you said it before, and I'll say it again. They were just bigger. And it
Yeah, they
showed,
were bigger.
especially in the
Yeah, they were
rebounding
bigger.
category.
And let me say this: you gotta know that Dan Hurley and UConn was gonna make a run. It's just how you withstood that run.
Agreed.
So cause like I said, bro, man, you got kids, bro. The kid Mullins, man, he just went off. Like, okay, he shoot the ball 10 times. Man, the boy gonna make 4 3-pointers. But he just don't make 4 3-pointers throughout the game. He make like 3 of them in a row. And you like, oh man, bro, like, man, they back in the game already. They were just down by 13. And bro, that start, hey man, that avalanche and that snowball effect, bro. And then, bro, the rim just looked like, hey, bro, like you shooting a BB in the ocean, man.
Not for real.
Because all I need you to do is start doubting yourself, right? Because the stuff that you was getting to, right, before, where you might, defensively, you might have been stopping them, right? But like you said, he fire off 3 in a row. You're like, okay, I got to switch something up. I can't let this happen. So now you're getting away from the game plan, right? Because he's not about to hit 12 in a row, right? And they start to panic.
Yeah, but you never know though. Yeah, you never know with that kid. Bro, man, that kid be pulling up, man, from half court. Bro, that's how Duke lost the same way.
Yeah, sure, but I got to stick to the plan. You know what I mean? And if we lose and I stick to the plan, or if we make adjustments,
I got to shake their hand on that one.
Yeah, but that's where people get in trouble though, right? Because they start to panic and then they start doing stuff out of character. And the biggest thing is they're not communicating with the rest of the team, so they doing something different. The team is expecting to do one thing, they doing something else, and now you got an easy bucket. So,
and as a coach, you can't get shook, bro.
Yeah,
some do, man.
Yeah,
you can't get shook because players see that.
Yeah, well, and really quick, my take on the Michigan UConn game. I don't normally agree with the national folks, but I think Nick Wright did say something that was quite interesting. He said, congratulations to the team. I don't want to take anything away from the team. He was like, but I won't remember this game. He said this game wasn't memorable, right? So for me, it was a good game. They won the game. But it's not like we're going to go back and reference this game next year after, when the next championship happens.
No, but
I don't think they got a first round pick on any of these teams.
You will remember that UConn beating Duke with that buzzer beater, though. That's what you will remember.
Yeah, so you remember that game, but I'm talking about the championship game.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's move on.
I don't think they're going to have a first round pick. I don't think they're going to have a first round draft pick from any of these teams, bro.
Let's move on to our next topic, man. This is a topic. You guys know, man. Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts has been getting the business, no matter what they do, from the media, and it's quite irritating, especially if you're a fan of these gentlemen, because no matter what they're currently doing, there's always an issue, and it begs the question: is the media being unfair to Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, or is there something deeper going on? And I'll start with you, Mr. Jones, because this was your topic. Dive into it for us.
Yeah, so, you asked, are they being unfair or is there something deeper going on? I say yes and yes, right? It's interesting that, so let's dive into it. The first big mistake, and especially if you're a major news outlet, right, and you got producers, you have researchers and everything else to help you along with your analysis, your takes and things like that. There's no way that Dan Orlovsky should have gotten on or should have been allowed to talk about Lamar Jackson and him either being at the first day or not until they had concrete evidence if he was going to be there. He was talking and saying that, talking about Lamar Jackson's leadership and, how he needs to be there and he needs to lead the team, as, people were seeing clips of Lamar Jackson at the facility, right? So it baffles me that, like, to me, it's, do you want to see Lamar Jackson fail that bad? Like, what's your vendetta against Lamar Jackson? Was there a personal conversation you guys bumped into each other in an event and he hurt your feelings? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you coming for Lamar Jackson? There are people that talk about his leadership and they say, oh, well, before it was like, oh, well, Lamar Jackson should be there doing the voluntary portions of OTAs because it shows leadership. He shows up. Now it's, oh, well, why is he there? I don't believe it.
Look who said that. Of all the coaches to say that, Eric Mangini. My guy, you got caught cheating, filming other people's practices and still couldn't win. Be quiet, bro.
But you see my point? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And so when this Lamar Jackson thing just popped up recently, and me and you and the coach had discussions offline about Jalen Hurts, and I still feel the same way about it, but it made me take a harder look on why are they pushing this narrative? Why are they pushing it now? Right? Why are they putting it out there? No one asked for it. It's just something that they start to bring out of the blue and out of the ether. And for me, what it now looks like is it's a shot across the bow for Jalen Hurts to tell him indirectly but publicly, listen, you either get in line or we're going to trade you. And it's not going to be this season, but it's in preparation for next season, right? So what they do is they spin a story saying that, he's unruly or, he's not a good team player. He's not a great leader, right? Yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but the people in the locker room don't like him. The coach is having issues with him, right? So they plant the seed a year early. So next year when, if they, quote unquote, have troubles or issue with him or he doesn't play ball with the team, then they can say, hey, he was a problem last year. He's still a problem. I'm ready to sell him off to the highest bidder. And, a team can get a premium quarterback because it's not like Jalen Hurts can't play the game of football, right? I mean, he's done something that a lot of people spend their entire career try to do is win a Super Bowl. And he's done that very early in his career. And he was a second round pick from what I understand, correct?
That is correct.
Right. So it's very telling, the narrative that they try to push. And that's why I'm saying, ESPN or whoever it was with Dan Orlovsky got their hand caught in the cookie jar by putting out false information before they even had the facts. And that makes you wonder, what other narratives are they spinning to make people look bad? These folks have bad intentions.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I actually have a different take of why they're doing what they're currently doing. So, Coach, you want to go?
Yeah, man. Let me go because, man, I'm gonna be quick. What's the question again on it? Just so I know.
Is the media being unfair to Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, or is there something deeper going on?
Yeah, so like I'm like Jones, yes and yes. And you know how you get away from this narrative of a story by us on here saying, is Mike Vrabel, like, of the New England Patriots, is he cheating on his wife?
He is indeed doing that.
Yeah, so but you could go ahead on, Marcus.
Allegedly.
No, there's pictures.
I don't know. I asked the question.
I
asked the question.
Make sure. Listen, just so we stay out of legal trouble.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I asked the question. Allegedly. I didn't say that he was. I asked the question.
Allegedly, the pictures allegedly show something.
Because allegedly,
out there,
Lamar wasn't at the facility.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all know that the market has gotten crazy in the quarterback rooms, right? You really think they're gonna take the market away from Herbert or Josh Allen, or what was the first thing that they told Lamar Jackson when a certain quarterback in Kansas City took a pay cut? What they told him? Anybody remember? First thing they said is, "Hey, you need to do exactly what Patty Cakes did. Go ahead, take that cut." They talked about, y'all remember, before the season, as soon as they had lost, he's going to Miami, he's going to Atlanta. They was gonna get to first. He was going to the Raiders. He took the pay cut. He helped in the meetings. Now and they already started this narrative again for next year. Is he gonna be a Raven next year? His salary cap hit is $84 million. Right? Let's pause and let that man play his season out. Because if he balls out and gets another MVP or wins a Super Bowl, shut up. Right? Shut up. Jalen Hurts. They are trying to kill Jalen Hurts for his next contract. In the essence, they have to pay so many people on the other side of the ball. The best way to ensure that you can have at least some of that money is to put that narrative out that he's a bad guy, or that he's a troublemaker, or that he can't read defenses, or that he can't do this, even though Super Bowl MVP took the Eagles to 2 Super Bowls, 1-1. They always
How many offensive coordinators he had?
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying they do this in the essence because they're going to try to reset the market, but they're not going to reset the market with certain guys. They're going to reset the market with these guys. And they continually push that narrative to make them take pay cuts so they can reset this market. Because I don't know if you guys know, Lamar Jackson made it known that at some point in his career, he wants to be the highest paid player. And I'm okay with that. That dude has been a dual threat his whole entire career. And he did it when he didn't have no receivers. He's doing it when he have receivers. He's doing it when he's hurt. I mean, I don't know what more they want from the guy than to be everything. And here's the crazy part that really teased me off. You got Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky has never been in a position where he has ran a team in the essence of Lamar Jackson. He's never been the guy. Like, how are you trying to tell people you had to be there, or you probably you was gonna get cut, Dan Orlovsky? I've never seen him complain about Tom Brady missing his appointments. I ain't never seen him complain about Aaron Rodgers. We sure seen him take up for Josh Allen, even though he had 4 turnovers. We seen him king Herbert, who still ain't won a playoff game. As the one of the, he's an elite quarterback. All right, bro. And Eric Mangini, look, bro. Eric, you were never a good coach. And you could tell your fans and your family that you should never ever be a head coach ever again. And I'm glad that's happening. Because for you to say at any point in time, for him to say what's different is he has a new coordinator. He doesn't know the offense. He has a new head coach that he doesn't know. So he's showing up so he can build chemistry. Derrick Henry's right along with him. I hear nobody say nothing about Derrick Henry. But they said everything about Lamar Jackson. That's all I got to say about that, man. You guys got anything to close this topic?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go ahead, gentlemen.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Coach. Okay. Well, all I really wanted to say is when you rattled off what they were saying about Jalen Hurts, isn't that the same playbook that they used when they were talking about Shedeur Sanders before and after the season? Right? Because now you got – so before Kevin Stefanski got fired, and I'm not sure if you've been paying attention or not, but there were a lot of people leaking information to reporters in the Browns media, and I think they did it on purpose. And what they've done now is they've restricted access, from what I understand, to those media members that were putting out false narratives. So Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry have kind of nipped that in the bud. But what they were still saying was, oh, well, people are telling me that Shedeur Sanders can't read a defense. He doesn't know when he's hot. He doesn't know when to throw. You telling me, listen, I had some issues with some of the things Shedeur was doing last year, but I also understand that they didn't give him any reps. Right? They had him on a separate field throwing to equipment managers. They didn't give him any. They really didn't give him any chance to develop in the offseason. And then when they finally decided to move to him with no chemistry with the first team, I think he did as well as anybody could do under the circumstances. But what we're not going to do is sit there and say that the guy can't read a defense. He don't know when he's hot. He doesn't throw in anticipation and things like that when he's clearly done it his entire career. Now, he may have some things to clean up at the NFL level, right? But that was the same narrative, the same playbook, the exact same talking points that they had for Jalen Hurts that they put on Shedeur Sanders. They didn't change a thing. So if people are paying attention, they're running the same playbook and the same talking points for these quarterbacks.
And here's the crazy thing. You know what was crazy about both of those teams? They were both in turmoil, in deep turmoil. From Shedeur Sanders and the quarterback issue to what the coach was doing. And then if you look at the Eagles, they're doing the same exact thing. From A.J. Brown to the coaches to here we go again with another coordinator. There's turmoil within the team, and they expect those quarterbacks to go above turmoil. I'll give you the same thing with Lamar Jackson. Turmoil. There was turmoil over there as well. Not necessarily from the players themselves, but from coaching standpoint to the players. You got a offensive coordinator who has Derrick Henry, who just been trashing through the Patriots defense, talking about, I'm going to put the backup in because we had scheduled him to be in. Well, if you go sit your old idiotic, I digress. Let's move on. Coach, you got anything else, man, before we move
on? Nah, man, we really know why. So,
well,
man, we got to stop playing.
We're about to get into another one, man. Speaking of toxic, you guys all know that the young lady from Virginia, which was the head coach, she was fired, right? They said she was in a toxic work environment. I'm gonna give you guys the details of exactly what they said. Reports indicated that a toxic, nightmarish atmosphere had developed within the program, promoting almost the entire roster prepared to enter transfer portal. Staff mistreatment allegations and investigations reportedly revealed that she was abusive towards support staff, creating a hostile workplace where employees feel for their job security. Then she also had a high staff turnover. Sources indicated she fired 2 strength coaches and cycled through 4 creative video assistants in her 4 years, often reaming out staff during these outbursts. Listen to that. She got fired for that, right? Let's move over to the young lady from Tennessee. Her whole roster jumped into the portal. She has one returning freshman that's currently on the roster. They said she had issues with her coaches. 2 of her coaches left. Her assistant coaches left. You had senior guard who got in trouble in November for being arrested. She's gone. Then you had an incident where Kaya Wynn, who, if I got it correctly, she wasn't recognized as a senior on senior night, which was basically her breaking point. She left the team early before they went into the postseason. it was just crazy, man. This team has never been in this type of atmosphere, and I'm talking about the Tennessee Lady Vols. At least I could say the young lady over in Virginia took her team to the Sweet 16. Tennessee lost in the first round. So I beg the question to you guys: why was Virginia's women's basketball coach removed for toxic culture, while Tennessee coach remains in place under similar scrutiny? Coach,
So
coach,
yeah,
go ahead.
well
Okay,
let me go first because I'm gonna just be quick because I
okay.
want to hear what you gentlemen have to say. Because when I was looking at it and I was trying to do some research about the topic, right, to really dive in and figure out what the differences were, and thank you for reading that because it's just the only difference that I see is the difference in language, right, and how they wanted to spin the narrative, right. So when I looked at it and I pulled it up, it says poor culture rather than allegations of active abuse behavior towards staff, right? So one is being labeled as having poor culture, while the other one is being labeled as abusive, right? So with that, I'll kick it over to you two gentlemen to see what you have to say about the matter. But I think it's just the language and how they want to switch their narrative.
Coach, this is your topic, man. Lead the way.
I mean, man, it's plain and simple. Sometimes your skin is your sin. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to find any humor in that. Um, like if the lady from Virginia was doing all of that, then I can understand why you being fired. But if we have somebody else at the same caliber school doing the same things,
Well,
man, we gotta have some continuity, man.
wouldn't we
And
put her on a different pedestal because she's at Tennessee, which is classified as a blue blood in women's college basketball?
you are honestly right.
Yeah,
You
I
are.
don't. I'm gonna say this. I ultimately believe she's going to be fired.
I
Um,
mean,
I
duh.
think
But
I think she's going to be fired. And I think it's going to be sometime, maybe give it a couple weeks. I do think she's going to be fired. You can't lose the number 5. Well, was she number 5 or number 2?
uh, in some she was
Olivia
one,
Edwards. Yeah,
in
they
some she
lost
was
her.
one, in some she was two, and in some she was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. I I never advocate for somebody to be fired, but if you're going to fire, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're gonna fire one for toxicity, then you better fire the other one who pretty much has the same thing going on. If it looked like a goose, quack do gooses quack? I don't know. Whatever gooses sound they make, make a goose sound.
I think they honk, man.
Yeah.
Now you out here sounding like Rick Ross.
Anywho, man. Yeah, I think if it's good for the goose, it's got to be good for the gander, and she needs to be let go as well. That's all I got to say.
That's it, man. Plain and simple, bro. I mean, man, can we start? I don't know, bro. It is this the wrong time, man.
Can let me play devil's advocate, and I want to hear your response. So these are two different programs, correct?
One's a blue
Correct.
blood. One's a blue blood.
Sure, but they're two different programs, correct?
Yeah, one's a
Correct.
blue blood though. One's and when I say a blue blood, you got to put that emphasis on it. They're a culture of winning, a culture of bringing in stars, a culture of coaching at the highest level with the highest extent, with the minimization. Let me repeat that: with the minimization of issues within the program. Now go ahead.
So can you hold the standard of one team to the standard of another? And what I mean by that is because they fired one coach and there are similar things happening on another team. is the NC fire their head coach as well, or is it strictly the autonomy of each program on what they want to do with their coaching staff?
Let me ask you a question, and just be honest with me. If you had a coach and she currently has 0 players because they all jumped in the transfer portal, what do you think is going on?
No, I understand the question. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Because I know I think we all kind of feel the same.
Yeah, each school ultimately has its own regime of how they run the program. It's not the governing body of the NCAA to fire and hire. We got that.
Yeah.
But if you're hearing one coach who their players didn't even jump in the portal, they talked about jumping in the portal. And then you hear a blue blood program on one of the highest levels of basketball for women's sports ultimately have every young lady on their team jump in the portal, and you go ask me, should she be fired? I mean, there's really no question there. I mean, I don't understand the essence of. I ultimately do think she's going to get fired, and I keep saying that because I do believe it's going to happen. But I get exactly where coach was coming from when he asked this question.
Yeah, no, and I get it, but we can't assume one team is going to fire their coach just because another one fired their coach, even though they have similar.
She should have been. Even if the Virginia coach wasn't fired, she should have been. She should be fired in Tennessee. You don't have your kids jump in the portal like they're currently doing and lose potentially. I think she's the number 2 or number 5 player in the nation. Ask to get out of her letter of intent because of what the program currently looks like. That's a problem.
100%. Who was the last coach at Tennessee?
I think it was it Pat Summitt's son?
Who
was it?
And go see what she got fired for. And if this lady's still here, no, you don't have to do it on the pod. But if this lady is still here, man, come on. Like, man, this stuff is not fair, man. And it's the wrong time for this, bro. Like, it really is. And this is not.
Marcus says, kind of makes you wonder if Bobby Knight would have had the success he had if NIL existed back in his time.
Oh, no.
Before we move on from that, I've been preaching that I want the kids to have the control for the essence that all these years, these colleges and these coaches have held these kids under their thumb and maneuvered and pushed them as they wanted to, depending on how they felt. Now, currently, because they don't have that ability to do so, this is currently what you get. And all you've gotten is coaches crying because they no longer can manipulate these kids into staying in a place where if they don't feel right, if they feel like they're getting slighted, or if they ain't getting what you said you was going to give them, they jump in shit. And we watching it lifetime.
So real quick, Coach, before we move to the next one, why was Kelly Harper fired?
For not winning.
Even though she was 108 and 52, I believe.
For not winning.
I mean, if you look at the numbers, 108 to 52 is a winning program, right?
But what Marcus said, this was kind of school.
No, I understand. I'm just
all
right.
And so you got to ask this question: why does this lady still have her job?
Great question, sir.
Way to end this topic, man. Let's move on to another one. Speaking of that, man, hey, your girl was traded over the last week or so. She went from the Chicago Sky to now the Atlanta Dream, which potentially might have a decent front court or one of the best front courts, adding her. And I asked the question because some of us in here, not me, felt like getting 2 first-round picks might have been a reach. So the question is, how should we evaluate the decision to trade Angel Reese in exchange for the 2 first-round picks? Let's start with the guy who said she might not be worth it. So,
listen, I'm gonna make it short and sweet, and I know I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this. I know there's a lot of Angel Reese supporters out there. Listen, I understand it. But so you posed that question, but then I posed another one, right? Because I don't think her play warrants 2 first-round draft picks. And if she commands 2 first-round draft picks, why didn't she stay in Chicago, and why didn't it work out in Chicago if she's as good as advertised?
Because she's only a portion of the piece. And I'm gonna say that she's only a portion of the piece. I thought they had a really good front court, but also, what's her name?
But then
Cardoso couldn't stay healthy. She couldn't stay healthy, and they left it to Angel Reese. They traded their guards, both of their guards. They let one go, which was what was her name? I don't remember what her name was. Is it Chinna? I can't think of her name.
Chinna.
No. She was a bright-skinned girl. She played really good defense.
But she's gone.
Yeah, she got too physical with CC. Y'all remember? She had the braids.
Carter. The girl from Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carter, the girl from Dallas.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Y'all talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Coach. I want to hear your thoughts on this, because, like I said, if she's as good as advertised and she's worth 2 first-round picks, and they just recently got her on the team, because she's not in a second contract, correct?
No, she's not.
So if she's not on her second contract, they still have a lot of leverage with Angel Reese as contractually anyway. Why give her up if she's worth 2 first-round draft picks? Now, listen, Chicago, I mean, good on them for getting 2 round draft picks, 2 first-round draft picks, excuse me, because that's put the emphasis on that, because it's not a first and a second or 2 seconds. It's 2 firsts. So we'll see who the winner is, in the next couple of years. But
Angel Reese been in the league for 2 years. Who you think is the double-double leader? I'm going to just ask you that.
I mean, the way that you preface the question, it's got to be Angel Reese.
Oh, okay, okay, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
she's a double machine, bro.
Right.
And
let me ask you this. So
go ahead.
So if that is the measuring stick, right?
But
there's a gentleman in the NBA who's a triple-double machine.
Yeah.
Where's he?
You talk about Jokic?
No.
Who's
talking about Russell Westbrook?
But he was a max player.
Yeah, he was.
He was a max player, Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Yeah, no, but I mean, how many?
You can't say. Sure. He was
how many
a
championships?
max player.
How many championships?
None. He made it to 1 finals. Okay.
He's a difference maker on the team.
He was.
Yeah, so much so that they got a championship?
Josh, they made it to the finals. Just because we can't act like he's not good.
No, I didn't say that he wasn't good.
No, I'm saying we're on the tail end of his career. He's not the same player. She's on the beginning. Like you said, she hasn't even reached her second contract. I think this was a great move by Atlanta. You got to remember Atlanta still, they have Brittany Griner, who's on the tail end of her career. They need somebody to fill that void and ultimately rebound. She wasn't with any guards worthwhile. She goes to now probably a team who has probably the best backcourt in the league.
So they win a championship next year?
Yes,
there's a high possibility. Yeah.
Yes, they can. Marcus.
No, I'm not saying can they. Will they?
I mean, bro.
I mean, man, that's hard to say.
You got to be.
I mean, man, because you still got
be,
people making moves right now.
Yeah, you
but
got.
They are the eight. Man, you're looking at it right now. Who is the team I'm trying to think of? That's gonna be real good next year.
Connecticut is going to be good again next year. They're going to be good again next year. The thing.
And what's the girl that got hurt from Minnesota?
Sorry, not Minnesota. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Minnesota.
Yes,
Minnesota's going to be good. And Atlanta finished third in the East, I think.
No, third overall. There's no East and West.
Okay. Well, they finished third over East. Angel Reese will catapult them to no less than second, bro. And Brittany Griner should have a better season next year.
I think they're much better. I think this was a move that was needed. I think they were both tired of each other in the essence of.
But they wasn't trying to do nothing. Chicago.
Agreed. They moved their guards. Like I said, they moved their guards and didn't bring a guard in, and that hurt. That hurt Angel Reese.
And then I think that this is going to help the WNBA too. Not so much Chicago, but Atlanta about to sell games out, man. Really sell games out.
So I don't know. I mean, what was Chicago Sky's record last year in 2025?
Trash and trash.
Something sorry because everybody was hurt.
I'm just being honest, bro. They was garbage.
I think it was what, 10 and 34?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody was hurt.
Yeah, I heard you over there typing.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But it's 10 and 34. You got to trust but verify. Yeah, it's 10 and 34. So
Marcus,
I mean
the same thing. Marcus, we agree with you. We telling him he don't want to listen, bro. He a hater.
Because he keep listening to them. Because he keep listening to social media, man.
No, not at all. That's how I feel about it, man. I don't know if she's a dynamic enough. Is she good? Yes. Is she a game changer? I think
yes.
Atlanta's probably going to be exactly where they were last year.
So if you're going to say that, let me say this, and I'm because I'm going to ponder a different question, and I know you might not necessarily feel the same way about CC, but what do we think of the Fever in the essence that they lost CC for the whole year and they almost made it to the finals? Do we diminish CC because of that? I'm asking this question because if you're going to do that to Angel Reese because everybody was hurting, everybody was gone, then what do you do to CC when her team almost made it without her? I'm just saying.
They had a better record without her.
Yeah. So are you? I mean, I think we've had this conversation before. I think there are other players in the WNBA that I like that I think are better than Caitlin Clark.
No, I have that too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
I do think Caitlin Clark is somewhere.
You posed the question. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I do think she's a baller, bro. I don't think she's necessarily just garbage. I'm not gonna do her like that in the essence because of what happened. But we can't do Angel Reese that way because I really think she's a baller. She just happened to be on a team that had absolutely nothing, and she was the everything. She was the everything. So
I get it, but I just if you gave a first round draft pick for her, I think that's fine. But I think 2 is just too much.
I think she's worth it. Let's take CC and put her on.
She was a start on the USA team
where no bigs and it's just her as the only guard. And do we think she's going to be successful?
She was
about Caitlin Clark
starter on the USA team.
What was her numbers on the USA team, Coach?
I think 8.
Oh no,
8
I ain't typing
8 and 10. She didn't get a lot of minutes. You know, they had enough, but she did.
But there's only one. But there's only one power forward better than her.
Yeah, she wasn't on the team.
Yeah, and she wasn't on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so she still only went 8 and 8.
I think she went 8-8.
Yeah, she was somewhere in there. She had more rebounds than points. I mean,
Okay.
but you talking to a guy that I don't value points like that. Like
So would you? No, that's a bad comparison. No, I hear you. I got you.
Let's
Understood.
move on
so could
to
she
our last topic,
rebound?
man. Let's move on to our last topic. Marcus said Angel is definitely worth it because not even first rounders panned out. Not every first rounder pans out. I feel you, Marcus. Tell him again, man.
Yeah,
Tell him again, Marcus.
It's a known commodity. You know, bird in hand worth more than two in the bush. I get it. Understood.
Oh, okay. That's what we doing now.
Understood.
And it's probably gonna be a late round draft pick. And you know, late first round draft picks don't make the teams.
I think they will now as they start to add more.
Oh yeah.
They got to expand. Yeah, they got to.
No, they are expanding.
Yeah.
So this right here is something I've been thinking about, and as you guys can see, both of these guys, one of them stopped. He stopped his in-season podcast. The other one continues to do it. And it begs the question: are in-season podcasts helping athletes connect with fans or creating a distraction teams don't want? So, who wants to start this topic off, man? I give it to one of y'all, man. Start it off.
I'll start.
All right, Coach, go ahead.
It's you playing on a fence with it.
I agree.
So you're connecting with fans because I'm a Draymond fan. When it comes to basketball, I'm a Draymond fan because I respect what he does, like on the court.
Yeah,
is Golden State gonna make the playoffs? No. So
they'll be in the play-in. Anything can happen in the play-in, so I don't necessarily know. And if you get, I watch Steph Curry light the Rockets up for 29 in 26 minutes. So I don't necessarily know.
What
you gonna get from them.
He could win all them playing games he won't. He not beating the first two teams. Like, is it a distraction for Golden State? I don't think so. Paul Pierce, I think we got more aggravated with him being on his podcast, that he was on his podcast more than he was on the court.
Not even him. What about bro? Because Marlon Humphrey asked the crap out of me being on his podcast right after the games. He does it. It's done in football a lot. What's his name? Michael Parsons does it.
But what kind of numbers are they doing? You see,
I don't.
And those are the things. If you, because for me, I think that they should be really getting the numbers up. If you ain't getting the numbers up and you just talking about crazy stuff, then man, come on, bro, man, stop it, bro.
To me, Draymond just needs to shut up to a certain extent, like especially when until at least after the season. Because sometimes I think he creates a void within the team. Like he said some things that I thought were very personal, that some stuff should have never came out. Like when he went at what's his name? What's Barnes? What's his name? That plays for.
You talking about Matt Barnes?
No, not Matt Barnes. The other one. They used to play with him.
The one he punched?
No.
No, that's Jordan Poole.
Yeah. He plays for the Spurs. Barnes.
You talking about Harrison Barnes?
Yeah. There you go. Harrison Barnes. So Harrison Barnes invited everybody to his wedding. But him. And he went on the podcast to say, I don't know what he has with me. He acted like I went in there and told him to trade him. That's a personal conversation that had nothing to do with basketball besides that. If that man didn't invite you, that man didn't invite you. Obviously, Draymond was in his feelings about it to a certain extent. And I felt like some of the things that he says that are personal should have never even made it out there, especially in that extent.
But
Even
let me
Paul
ask you
George
this.
too. Go ahead.
What podcast do we like with people not saying nothing personal? They all make me sick at times. Like, brother, why y'all talking about this?
No, but
Like
not.
even Gil's Arena now. Like them boys, like
but those guys aren't playing right
no, they
now
not
in the league.
playing.
I'm talking
But
about guys who are like Draymond Green has more stuff to worry about than why Harrison Barnes didn't invite him
yeah,
to his wedding. And
bro, but I'm seeing it.
Paul George has more to talk about than what he was doing when he was at OKC or when he was with Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
Be quiet, bro. Draymond Green is out here kicking people in the groin, and then he on the podcast talking about why is everybody mad at me? It was an accident. Bro, just get off the podcast, player. Wait till after the season, let the stuff die down. Like, I feel like sometimes it's too many individuals. Marlon Humphrey, y'all don't understand. If I see Marlon Humphrey, 2-piece, no biscuit, bro. Because he's on there right after we just lost the game. He's on the plane. Yo, I'm talking to such and such, blah, blah, blah.
Let me ask you this question. How you know he on a podcast?
What? Because I see the highlights of him.
And you watch him?
No, I don't watch Marlon.
You do.
Know how when you scrolling, bro, and it pops up on your feed.
You watching for them 5 seconds and he getting a view.
Yeah, he's getting that view, and then I'm like,
yo,
Jones, what you feel about it, man?
No, coach is crazy. That was a good point. I like how he tried to set you up there.
Yeah, he did. He tried. he tried to get me.
Yeah. Listen, I can see both sides of it. I know that there are players that are doing far worse in their free time than doing the podcast. At least this is something that's productive, right?
Is it productive?
Well, it can be seen as something positive and productive, right?
Yeah, we talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah. Well, look, but the caveat to that is everything that Marcus was talking about, right? With ownership and leadership and coaches, right? Somebody's out there talking about something that they probably shouldn't be talking about, right? Because I'm sure, in the beginning, they were trying to make sure that everything was tight, make sure that, they're not really divulging any information that shouldn't be leaked out. But, after so long, you start to get comfortable, right? You let something slip that you shouldn't be talking about, something that you shouldn't say. And now, maybe the team has to deal with it. And also, listen, as an owner, if we're winning, I need you to be locked in. I need you to be focused, right?
Totally agree.
If we're not winning, now I'm upset because you ain't locked in and you ain't focused, right? Right? You're not locked in. You're not focused. Your attention is elsewhere, and I can see that it's elsewhere, right? So now I'm upset because I feel like you're not using your time adequately to make sure that we're getting better, right? That we're winning games, because that's why they're paying you all of this money, because they want to win championships, right? They're not paying you all of this money because they want to, be close to the playoffs and not get in, or, get to the play-in and then get kicked out of the first round, or make it to the first round and not make it to the second round, right? But you're steadily doing these podcasts and you try to see what your numbers and your views are, and you got a whole production team, right, riding with y'all to do podcasts afterwards or whatever it is, right? I'm just kind of speculating there, but I can see both. I can see both sides of it. I know that I hate to go to this gentleman, but James Harden and his after game activities,
extracurricular.
His extracurricular, and then you got someone doing a podcast, right? I'd rather have somebody doing a podcast than doing some of the other stuff that I know NBA or professional athletes do after games. So
I got you. Anything else on this topic, Coach Josh?
Just don't end up on the shade room.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for our time. We appreciate you. We appreciate Marcus. Appreciate you joining in on the conversation tonight. Everyone that's tuned in, we appreciate you as well. Thank you once again. We out. See you guys later. Have a good one.